What is up, everybody? This is Newbie Army, back at it again with some Roblox content. Okay, so for today we'll be showcasing another game called SOULS Saga. As of the moment, it's on free alpha. But before that, do leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Roblox content like this. Okay, first things first. What is SOULS Saga? SOULS Saga is a Bleach-inspired game. So Bleach is an anime that's in regard to it talks about shinigamis, or basically death reapers and hollows, and in there that's how things work at that world. So it's inspired from that anime, Bleach. I highly encourage watching that anime because it's quite good. The storyline is good and the characters are really good. Okay, so first things first. So the controls on Soul Saga, actually I've had an experience already on playing this one, and if I were to rate it, I'd actually rate it around 7.5 or 7, somewhere around those lines. 7.1 or 7.5, somewhere around those lines. So in between 7 to 7.5. Why? Although the controls are really good, the movement and everything, they've quite improvised it a lot, and for me it's how they plotted it, how they made it was quite good. The details in the game was quite good, and the mobs is quite good. The only downside of it is, as of the moment, there is no story. Basically, you don't have any quests or you don't have anywhere to do. The mobs are near impossible to kill, and the only way to even get EXP, or I'm not sure, in my opinion so far, the only way to get EXP is to actually kill players. So it's a highly PvP encouraged game, because at times you can spawn in as a Shinigami, or basically what I'm using right now as a Death Reaper, or at times you could spawn in as a Hollow. But I've never actually tried turning into a Hollow, so not sure how it works. So the controls on this is quite easy to understand. So it's not on the game itself, but if you do read the description and the game page, then you'll eventually know. So first things first, the controls for this game is quite different from the most RPGs that I've experienced. So for camera lock, you have to press Alt. So as you can see, mine's camera lock now. Next is for running. You don't have to press on you don't have to double tap on W, or you have to double tap on anything. But the only way to run here is to actually press on Shift. Hold down the Shift, and if you release Shift, it also releases your running. So there is no, as of the moment, I'm not sure. So there, as of the moment, I don't have the dodge step, or somewhere around those lines. I think it is a skill, but I'm not sure if I'm bugged, because I've been trying to kill hollows and players early on in the game, and I have not gotten any EXP, or I have not progressed from my level. So as you can see below, I'm F minus. I've killed, I'm not sure, around 10 both NPCs and players and hollows alike, but I have not improved. So in this game, there are also skills. You have to only find Zangetsu somewhere around the map, and then he'll teach you skills, but it's really hard to get skills as of the moment, because you can only get skills by adding skill points. And how do you add skill points? I think you have to get level up, or most of the time you have to kill NPCs, and then eventually at some point you'll get some skill points. And the skills I have not tried here, because as I'm not sure if I'm bugged. Okay, I've been at F minus for quite long, I do not know. So next thing is, they also have character customization, which is really good. So you have the option to reroll your name. So as of the moment, my permanent name is Ryan. It's randomly generated by the game itself, so I've been stuck with the name Ryan for quite some time now. Next is, they also have the reroll hair color. I'm not sure why I do not have hair color though. I was born bald, or I generated in bald, and yeah, I guess that's my permanent character now. So you also have the option to re-roll your sword color, or you can just have a new character all over. So I'm not sure what the re-roll race is, but I do believe you have the option to re-roll between a Shinigami to a Hollow, and vice versa. The next thing is reroll Shurai Resurrection. I'm not sure what it is, but I believe it's somewhere around the game. So we can't expect too much of the game, but as of the moment, I really like the game because of how the details are made and how the stuff are made up. It's good. So next is the skill point. The skill points, as what mentioned earlier, you can get it from monsters and leveling up, and you use it to get some skills. You can only get the skills from the man named Zangetsu. He should be around the map. I highly suggest looking for him first and exploring your skills as soon as you get it. Okay, so the only downside of this game is, for me, is the story. There's not much story about it, but there is quite a lot of, and there isn't a lot of things to do. So the only thing you can only do as of the moment is only farm for EXP. But I believe it will reset at some point and then eventually you lose your progress. So it's get to get the hang of the game. The next thing is the hitbox of the NPCs. More or less, the NPCs here are basically your enemies, the Hollows, are broken. Why? It is quite understandable that if you block Hollows, you'll eventually uh you can't guard it, or at some point it's somewhere around those lines. So if you block NPCs or Hollows, your block will break and you'll get stunned for a good 1 second or somewhere around those lines. So I'm being hit here, but yeah, that should be it. And so next thing is the hitboxes of these NPCs is really broken. Okay, I'm getting killed. So um, as soon as you approach the NPCs, what? Okay, my game just crashed. Okay, so the hitboxes of these NPCs are quite huge, and what do I mean by that is, as maybe you get a few studs, so that's how the range in the Roblox is. The studs, soon as you get at a certain point, you'll eventually get hit, and the cooldown in between their attacks are quite huge. So basically, they have no ways of farming. So that's what I mentioned earlier, that the only way to get EXP is not from the NPCs, but instead from the players itself. So I that's why I rated it at 7. So that's why it's hard most of the time to get skills. I'm not sure why most of the players here have skills, but yeah. So I'll try to show how the NPCs work, but I guess that's an okay, okay. I won't. So I don't think there's an NPCs here. Oh, this is a good place. So as you can see, the game here is actually pretty detailed. The maps here, the buildings, and a lot of things are pretty detailed if you ask me. So as you can see, there's a player that's playing as a Hollow, and I am playing as a Shinigami. Normally, I'd have to beat them, but also they also have the option to kill other Shinigamis just to have EXP, or basically they also have the option to kill Hollows for the EXP for themselves. So that is it for this review. I'm not gonna go more into it since it's on pre-alpha and I don't want to judge it too much because it's still at its early stage. But hopefully, as this game develops, it'll turn into something good because I have really high expectations just because of how good this game is actually built, the design, the details, and everything else. So that is it for today's video. Hope you do like the showcase of the game. If you would like to play it, do visit its page. I also link it on the I also link the game on the description below, and also join my Discord if for times I also do giveaways there. This is Newbie Army signing out. Ciao, boys.